Hello everyone, back with another retro review. This time it's Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, the sequel to Super Star Wars. I think it enhances the game in many ways, adds force abilities, the lightsaber feels usable, they add more characters, and each character feels more unique, and there's some cool levels, so let's get into it. The game starts you off on Hoth, where you play as Luke, and you're tracking the probes from the Empire. You end up in the Wampa Cave, and of course they add a lot of filler to it. That's what these games do. They take small story arcs and they expand on it. This game, though, for a good portion of it, you're on Hoth, which, is probably the first 20 minutes of the movie. But here, it's pretty much half the game, or at least it feels like it. Hoth is definitely, there's some fun parts where you get in the speeder, you're in the Rebel base. The problem with the Rebel base, though, is I feel like there's 3 or 4 levels that you play through pretty much the same areas. So you get to play one part as Han, which is always fun, and now he's got these little grenades he can throw. They still have some ship combat levels, which are not as good as X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. They're kind of just okay-ish. Some of them are a little annoying, but not as bad as Super Star Wars. The one downside is you don't get to choose who you are on each level. You're pretty much locked into whoever it is on each part, which makes sense. So Luke goes to Dagobah. There's no way you could play as Han or Chewie or Princess Leia at those parts. Though I think what's nice about this Return of the Jedi, which we'll get to later, is that you get some choice in it and different variations on each character. One problem I have with this game is to get all the force powers of Luke and Dagobah, there's a hidden area ahead. I mean, the only force power they're all useful in certain aspects, but the one you really need is the heal force. Pretty much that'll get you through the game, especially the last boss against Darth Vader. Like I said, the really cool environment. You got Dagobah, you got Hoth, you got Cloud City. They're all expanded on. You even play as Chewie rescuing C-3PO from the people that were trying to sell them for salvage or whatever they're doing. Of course, the bosses are even more crazy with health bars that pretty much go off the screen. They take forever. I think the most notable for that is the boss of Dagobah, the swamp monster, because it doesn't take any damage at first, and then once you knock 5 pieces off, you gotta defeat it again, essentially. It's another long fight against Boba Fett, then you fight his ship, which is kind of fun. It's the same blaster power-ups. Plasma's still probably the strongest weapon in the game, though you can use the lightsaber in a lot of situations. I kind of go back and forth on this one. This is a cool store. It's got a CIB one, but I can't seem to find this without. They all seem to have the label being torn off for some reason, so hopefully we can find a good one and we'll add it to the collection that's been growing. I probably played this one the most as a kid. I would, say the Force is strong with this one. I'm the most nostalgic for this one. I think Return of the Jedi might be the better game overall, just because the more characters and the more gameplay. I hate the last level of Return of the Jedi, though. I definitely say check this game out. I think it's got a really strong beginning, and parts of Cloud City are fun. I'm not a big fan of Dagobah. That's what the password system's for. You can play whatever level you want. Tough game, but worth getting through, so I say check it out. We're out.